Well, maybe we should have predicted that, huh? Padres, they scored a ton of runs yesterday in the series finale against the Giants, 12 runs in the first 3 innings, and then today they go 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. Sure, Jackson Merrill with the home run, like that was a big bright spot in this game. Love watching this guy hit. I mean, just going the opposite way. He's such a fun at bat, and it's refreshing to see homegrown guys like Graham Pauley, Jackson Merrill, to come up and actually perform, especially Merrill, perform like immediately out of the gate at the big league level for the Padres. We'll see if it's sustainable. I think it is with Merrill. We'll see what happens with Graham Pauley. That was obviously like the highlight of the night, but there was no one on in that spot. Tatis with his home run, there was nobody on. Like they just didn't put enough runners on base tonight. Credit to Kyle Gibson, got a ton of ground balls, and that obviously leads to outs. You know, in the big leagues, usually ground balls, they are outs. And here tonight, when you look at the Padres pitching, clearly was not good enough. Matt Waldron, really good spring training, but that did not transition today. They were showing on the Padres broadcast the interview. I think he did this probably in spring training, where he was talking about how he didn't want to be viewed, just as a knuckleball pitcher. He's more than that. But I'm sorry, tonight you're viewed as a knuckleball pitcher when you throw majority of your pitches knuckleballs and it's not effective and you keep throwing that pitch. I don't know if that's on Waldron. I don't know if that's on Campusano, who was catching him and had some trouble receiving the knuckleball, which is understandable. But like Goldschmidt is Contreras is hammering the knuckleball. Arenado, I think it was, down the line for the first run, I want to say, that he gave up. They're not, being fooled by that knuckleball. Sure, I think he got 7 strikeouts, so if you went with what I suggested with Underdog Fantasy with the higher on the 2 strikeouts tonight, you easily got that with Waldron, but he was not efficient enough with that, just with his pitches overall. Just too many pitches. I know Mudd couldn't count during the broadcast, and he thought it was like 60 pitches to get 5 outs, but it was 60 to get 8. But still, like, that's not good enough. I was surprised he went as long as he did, and he probably only went as long as he did because it's a 3-game series here before, I believe, an off day. And Avila pitched recently, so they weren't going to throw him out there. And considering the score, what the score was, it wasn't like it was a 1-run game. I think Schilt and Niebla went with the long view on this, and they're like, yeah, let's just keep throwing Waldron out there and hope that the offense can put together some runs. Brito comes in. He wasn't that good. So I don't think Waldron gets yanked from the rotation off of this one start, but if this continues to build like this, he's not going to be in the rotation. Like, simple as that. They're going to have to try something else because you can't afford this performance to happen every 5 days. And then you add that on with Musgrove. I'm not giving up on Musgrove, definitely not going to do that. But you add that on Michael King, first time out. I don't think it's going to happen again, but 7 walks that he had. There's question marks about this rotation right now. I'm sure there's Padres fans that are overreacting. I'm just reacting to what I've seen the first time through, and it's not ideal. First time through for everyone, obviously. Darvish and Musgrove have already pitched a couple of times. Not ideal, but there's still a lot of time left. There's more times through the rotation, more opportunities that Matt Waldron should get. Let's be clear. I'm not saying that he should be done after this one outing, but he either needs to be better with the knuckleball or he needs to adjust and not throw the knuckleball as much, because tonight, I think that I don't know if it was Niebla, Campusano, whoever, Waldron himself, I think they failed to adjust. They relied too much on that one pitch when it wasn't being effective enough. There was too many it was spinning too much. You don't want that. You want that on other pitches. You want that RPM to be high, but you don't want that to be as high with the knuckleball, obviously. You barely want it to be moving at all, spinning at all, and it was spinning too much, as Mudd was pointing out on the broadcast. So hopefully tomorrow, if we're going on this inconsistency thing, hopefully tomorrow the Padres score 10 runs. I think they're facing Miles Michaelis, who didn't pitch that great against the Dodgers first time out. So there's that. Darvish is on the mound. So it sets up for a Padres win. I wouldn't be surprised if the offense is really good tomorrow and they win that game, but then what's going to happen on Wednesday?